Now that you've sat down, all rise. Well, welcome everybody. Another round of yoga. Here we go. Yeah. So we'll begin our practice in mountain pose. Just take a few moments just to help settle in. Now that you've arrived, now come to your full arrival. I think you do so by taking a few deep breaths. You might breathe in fully and completely through your nose. And if it feels good, exhale through the mouth with a sigh, feeling your shoulders relax. Maybe your next breath in, maybe shrug your shoulders, lift them right up to your earlobes, and exhale, release completely. Then add some movement. Just check in with your body. Perfect. Roll of the shoulders, movement of your head and neck, and just work your way down your body. Just noticing how you're feeling today. Checking in with what needs your attention, how your practice can help you and guide you today. So just continue with slow breaths in and out. Noticing the feel of the breath as it moves through your body. And listen to the sound of your breath. Just simple things to keep you more aware, keep you connected. As you take your next breath in, just feel the expansion of your heart. With the exhale, just imagine your breath was moving down your body, right down to your feet. Try that again. Just imagine this. And inhale to kind of open your heart space. And the exhale, that sensation moving down to your feet. And just feeling the ground beneath you. Feel rooted and connected here. Even grip your mat with your toes. Just notice the texture of your mat. Feeling balanced on your own 2 feet. And then with your next breath, another inhale, this time filling up your lungs. And the exhale, just draw your belly button in towards your spine as you now connect to your center body. This light contraction of your abdominal muscles, nice engaged feeling. Again, a breath in, maybe feeling the lengthening of your spine, growing a little taller, filling up your lungs, and the exhale, noticing your center body, drawing belly button in. And just continue with a few more breaths. Having created this foundation, our feet rooted into the earth, and the reminder that breath is the foundation of our practice. Let it guide you and support you as you move from pose to pose. Remember, move as you need to move, modify, and rest at any time. Let's take 3 more breaths. Generating energy in your body, preparing your body to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up. And exhale, fold forward. So we're hinging at the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And just guide your way down. Yeah, take your time. You don't have to touch the ground. Maybe your hands land at your shins. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs, perhaps to your knees or thighs. On the exhale, either hold here or slowly with your exhale, fold back down towards toes. You can stop at any point. Again, not needing to touch the ground or your toes, but do notice the sensations in your body, wherever you are. That stretch and lengthening in your legs, noticing the curvature of the spine. Maybe you'll have allowed your head to just drop, releasing in the head and neck. Maybe another circle with the shoulders. Add any other movement in the body. Maybe a sway left and right. 2 more breaths. Let's return to a halfway lift. So inhale, slide your hands back up to your shins or knees. We'll pause at this halfway point as you exhale. So you're parallel to the floor. Nice lengthening of the spine. Once again, return to the awareness of your feet. Feel rooted and connected. Well balanced on your 2 feet. A softness in the knees. And let's get ready to stand up all the way. First, shift your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees to lower your hips, then rise up. And inhale, let's extend the arms into the sky. There we go. Exhale, you can bring your palms together and down to your heart, or bring your arms down to your side. Just pause here. Take a breath, and just move through that same sequence. Whenever you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Nice extensions through the side of your body. Exhale, fold forward. Another good hinge from the hips. Bend your knees. Partially down or all the way. We'll inhale, rise up halfway. We'll call it monkey pose, that flat back. The exhale, either stay here or slowly melt back down. Maybe a release of your head and take a peek between your knees towards the wall behind you. Getting ready to stand, shifting the weight into the heels, bend your knees, then inhale to stand up all the way, nice and tall. Once again, reaching into the air, inhale. And exhale, arms down to your side or palms together down to your heart, either one. We'll hold for a moment to get another breath or two. We'll just continue and add on to our sequence. Here we go, inhale, reaching out and up, big stretch. And exhale, swan dive forward, hinging at the hips, soft knees, guide your way down. Moving at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway, long, flat back. This exhale will fold, bend your knees, just slide all the way down into your hands, reach the floor, walk or step, or even hop the feet back into plank pose. Let's just pause here for a moment. Feel the length and strength in your body. One of the things I'll have you do is kind of push through your toes to shift forward just a little bit. You'll probably feel this more in your wrists. And then come back to neutral. Then bend your knees, and with an exhale, send your hips into the air. You'll move into downward facing dog. And once in down dog, just pause there. Or move your body here. You might pedal the feet, pressing one heel down, and then the other, just alternating that press. And just noticing the stretch in the calves, and your toes. Allowing your knees to bend. Hips might even shift side to side. And just for a moment, just aware of the hands, just pressing firmly and strongly into the mat, strong, straight arms. But if you do get fatigued, no worries. Just come down to your knees, even sit back into child's pose if you need to rest. Let's get ready to move from here. Another full breath in, filling up your lungs. You can exhale, draw belly button towards spine, bend your knees, walk, step, or even hop both feet up to the top of the mat. You'll be back and forward fold. Yes. Inhale, rise up halfway. Feel the top of your head lead you forward for monkey pose. Exhale, slowly fold back down. That same weight shift into the heels, bend your knees, lower your hips. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up, reaching high. Let's keep it moving. On the exhale, take chair pose. Now we're going to hold chair for a moment so you can keep your arms extended up here, or you can even bring them down a little bit just to keep the shoulders a little bit more relaxed. But just be aware of this chair sensation. Do imagine you are sitting back and down into a seat. So more weight is behind you. Perhaps you've shifted weight into the heels. See if you can lift your toes and keep them lifted, or it's easy for you to tap your toes. Just check in. Take a breath in right where you are. Then exhale, dive out of your seat down towards toes, forward fold. And inhale, rise up halfway, long, flat back. And the exhale, fold. Just bend your knees, getting low enough, hands to the mat. Big step back or hop back into plank pose. Let's do the same thing we did earlier. First, just feel the strength in your body. Push through your toes, so you're shifting forward, noticing the toes, also noticing your wrists. Shift back to neutral. You can take that same shortcut to down dog, or if you'd like, finish the vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana, you can certainly bring knees to the floor first, then chest. Create a back bend where you just lift your heart, maybe to cobra, or even upward facing dog. And your exhale, tuck your toes under, send your hips into the sky, downward facing dog. As you make your full arrival, just adjust your feet and your hands on your mat. And there we are. Let's add a lunge. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reaching long. Exhale, extend right foot to the top of the mat or just behind the right wrist. That should be good. Turn your left heel to the floor behind you. Be sure to shift your weight back into that foot so the hands are light so you can open the lid of the box as you inhale and rise up to Warrior One. Here. The exhale, just close the box. Folding. Hands back down to the floor. We'll step back into plank pose. Pause for a moment, and then just finish the sequence as you'd like. The shortcut to down dog is always appropriate, or chaturanga dandasana, finishing the push-up. Inhale to up dog, or a nice back bend of choice, and we'll always meet in downward facing. Settling into the pose, ready for the other side. Same thing. Inhale, extend left leg up and back. Nice, strong, straight line. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat or behind the left wrist. There you go. Nice, good. Right heel to the floor behind you. Root back into that foot. Balanced here. Light hands. Reach forward, rise up, inhale. And the exhale to continue moving. Fold. Hands to the earth. Slide left foot back to meet the other. And just go ahead and finish your sequence. Meeting in down dog. Another pause here. Let's add another lunge sequence, starting with Warrior One. So inhale, extend right leg out, reach back. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Same thing here, same setup. Left heel to the earth, root back, find your center, then rise. You can always take your time with that. Rising up with the in-breath, exhale, opening to the left side of the room. Arms come down to parallel. You'll be in Warrior Two. Yeah, adjust your feet. Remember that strong foundation, just like you established a mountain pose. Side angle pose, reaching forward to angle the upper half of the body. There you go. Rotate the arms, reach down with the right hand, left hand reaching up as a way of opening up through the chest and heart space. Your right hand, it might touch the ground, but it does not need to touch the ground. Yeah, your right arm might be bent and resting lightly on your right thigh. That works too. We're breathing in, getting ready to move. And the exhale, moving here, turn and fold, hands to the mat. Step right foot back, plank pose. You're going to pick up your right foot, just an inch off the floor. All you're going to do here is point your toes, reach towards the back of the room with your toes, and then flex the foot and push to the back of the room with your heel. And then just set the toes down. Finish the sequence to get to down dog as you'd like. A shortcut is good, or a variation of your flow. Other side when you're ready, no rush. And inhale to extend left leg straight up and back. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, ready for Warrior One. Here's your setup, right heel to the ground, finding your center. Inhale, open the lid of the box, Warrior One. Exhale, opening to our Warrior Two. Maybe a little wider with the stance if it works okay. Side angle, following the left set of fingers forward, angled upper body. There you go. Rotate the arms. Reaching high and low. Your left hand might even be on your left thigh. You're still in the posture, just kind of created this angled upper body. That's why we call it side angle pose. Then ready to move, breathe in. And our exhale, return to the earth with the hands. Let's step back into plank pose. Same thing, we'll just pick up the left foot just an inch or so off the floor. Activate the foot by pointing toes to the back of the room, noticing how that feels in the foot and leg. Flex the foot, pushing through the heel. Notice what that feels like. Set the toes down. Finish your sequence. All right, from here, let's do some floor work. So we'll gently kneel down. Sit back briefly in hero, just like 1 or 2 seconds here in hero. And then off to the side, so you can bring the legs around to the front. Sit in the center of your mat so you can roll down onto your back. And feel free to draw your knees in. A little hugging sensation. Add some movement as it feels good. Some circles or some rocking. And return to the awareness of your breath. Let's focus again on the feet. So flex the feet, point your toes, circle the feet, getting into the ankle joints. Circle in one direction and then the other. And if you can, even wiggle your toes. Then we'll get set up for bridge pose. When you're ready, go ahead and plant the feet into the ground, just as you did in mountain pose, with a nice strong connection to the earth. Take a nice full breath in, fill up your lungs. You might even exhale through the mouth, so you can feel the air leave your belly, feel the muscles contract, and then lift the hips into the air. Now you can just lift a little bit and use your hands or even a block underneath you for support, for a supported bridge pose, or just continue lifting. And as you rise, just notice the new sensations in the body. In the legs, you might notice your thighs, maybe underneath the hamstrings and glutes. And if your upper body, if your back feels kind of flat up top, let's really open the chest by getting the shoulders a little bit underneath you. That might require rocking left and right several times, so you can get the shoulders a bit underneath you, so you can feel that opening in the chest, that stretch sensation across the chest from shoulder to shoulder. Then bend your elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees and push down into the floor with the backs of your arms. So you have that support of the upper body. Let's take 3 more breaths here, and as you're breathing, just noticing all these dynamic sensations. We're going to take a pause, come out of the pose, but then we're going to return to the posture. After your 3rd breath, just start to soften the body. Wiggle your toes forward slightly. Then extend your arms up into the air. That should release the shoulders out from underneath you. And then slowly roll your way down to the floor. Once you're down, go ahead and extend the arms behind you, reaching through your fingertips, extend through your legs. And same thing with the feet. You might point your toes and then flex, pushing through the heels. Maybe do that a couple times. Let's get ready for our 2nd round of bridge. We're going to add on to it. So go ahead and hug the knees into chest again. Then set the feet onto the ground, strongly rooted. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale through the mouth. Air leaving the belly, engage the belly, lifting hips into the air. And same thing, you might want to get the shoulders a bit underneath you, opening up through the chest. Bend your elbows, nice right angles with the arms, push down into the ground. Feel supported here. Notice how this feels. And then the next thing we're going to do is step the feet closer towards yourself so you can rise up onto your tiptoes. Now the reason why you're walking towards self is so that you maintain this straight line of the shins. Okay, they're straight up and down. Your knees ideally would still be stacked right over your ankles. So you have that good, strong bone support. Okay, straight lines. That's it. So we've activated the toes, activated the calves. And maybe you've lifted a little higher. Okay, another strong position. So maybe 2 more breaths. Good. And then just step forward so your feet are flat on the ground. Extend your arms into the air, softening the body, come all the way down. And that same body stretch, lengthening through the legs, arms, reach. Good. We're going to make our way to boat pose. So first, draw knees into chest, catch the knees with the hands, maybe start rocking forward and back, or roll to one side so you can rise up to a seated position. Get ready for boat pose. So boat, of course, can be done with feet lifted. You can also do boat with feet on the ground. Do energize the feet. I typically flex the feet, but you can point the toes or a little of both. That activation just keeps the legs strong. You can certainly hold on to the strong legs to help you lift up, making sure you have an extended spine. Inhaling to fill the lungs, maybe exhale through the mouth. Nice engaged core. Noticing this for strength. Getting us all set up for some balance. We're going to add some balance later. We're going to inhale and exhale, cross legs, either hands in front or to the side, so you can get the feet back behind you, plank pose. Strong straight line. Same thing, let's push through the toes, shifting forward, a little energy in the wrists, and then shifting back to neutral. Soft knees send hips into the sky, downward facing dog, allowing the head and chest to sink between the arms. Let's come to standing. So first breathe in, exhale, bend knees, walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat. Again, you'll be in forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway up, and exhale, fold. Before we stand up, let's stay in forward fold for a few more breaths. I'm going to have you actually shift your weight forward towards your toes. Even feel the toes grip the mat so you don't fall over. Heels are still on the ground, but they're certainly lighter. Knees are still soft. You can even hold on to the backs of the legs and gently draw yourself down a little deeper. It doesn't have to be much, but do feel that shifting of weight forward slightly. Your leg muscles will automatically engage as well as your core so you don't fall over. Now shifting the weight into the heels so your toes are light. You can easily lift them or tap them. Bend the knees, lower the hips, lifting chest. Out with the arms, then inhale, rise up, reach up, maybe hold this for an extra second. And exhale, arms down to your side. And we've made it to our mountain pose already. So let's add some balance. Tree pose here. Yeah, a little stretch in the feet and toes, check in with the rest of your body, and then return to mountain pose. Check in with the knees if they happen to be locked, just soften the knees a little bit, and then start shifting your weight into your right foot. Nice connection there. Inhale, get tall, lengthen spine, fill up the lungs. Exhale through the mouth, pull belly in. We'll pick up left foot, flexing the foot like we did in boat pose, so nice strong leg. Swing the knee out, just let it stop at any point. And then placing foot on the inside of your standing leg. It could be up high. You can even hold it here at inner thigh or down lower if it feels better at your calf or even use the floor. Once you're in place, and inhale, extend the arms up, reaching, lifting, extending. Very dynamic. Lift. Okay. I want to get out of your eye line here so you can focus forward or even drop your eyes to something lower so you can actually focus. Okay. Good energy of the extension, reaching, lifting, lightness, but also aware of your right foot. I can see your feet, okay? I can see all that movement in the ligaments, okay? Your toes, ankles, all that's helping you to stay balanced. Let's keep arms extended. We'll swing the left knee forward, lift your knee with the flexed foot, then plant the foot into the ground, rebalance on both feet, and return the arms down to your side, and then just kind of shake all that loose. Yeah, check in with that right foot and toes and ankle, okay? And we'll get set up for the other side. So mountain pose, balanced on 2 feet, soft knees, shifting weight into left foot. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, engage core. We're picking up right foot, flexed foot there. Maybe thighs parallel to the floor, a little hip opener as the knee kind of swings out until it just naturally stops. Placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. It could be high, medium, or low. Then inhale, extend your arms up, reaching, lifting. Focus forward or drop the eyes down to something on the floor, closer to the floor so you can balance. Focus, concentrate. That's it. Lengthening through the sides of the body as you reach, energy through the arms, hands, and fingers. Rooted into the earth with the left foot. All that work that's happening in that one foot on the ground. Even if you step out of the pose or lose balance, it's all correct. Let's keep arms extended. Swing right knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Let's plant the foot into the ground. Rebalance on both feet and return your arms down to your side. Whew, shake all that loose. Yeah. Well done. Okay. Ready to flow. We're going to move through that chair pose again and pause in chair. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, take chair pose again. Imagine or feel like you're sitting back into a seat. Weights in the hips and heels. Lift your toes. Okay, a very forest yoga action to lift the toes. We'll inhale here and exhale, dive out of your chair pose down towards toes, forward fold. Look between the knees. Inhale, rise up halfway, look directly down. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees enough. Plant the hands. Hop or step back. Plank pose. Come down if you want to here. Chaturanga Dandasana. Okay, or go through a modification of movements to get you to downward facing dog. So you might modify your back bend, cobra or locust or sphinx. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, extend right leg up, reaching back. Let's hold for a second, nice strong straight line, and then open the hip. You'll bend your right knee. That's it. Heel comes down towards backside, lifting the knee a little bit. Doesn't have to lift high, so you feel the hip opening towards the right side of the room. Just a bit is fine. Inhale right where you are, then exhale, unwind, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat or behind the wrist, left heel to the floor, shift the body weight back, find that balance. Light hands, rise up, first warrior. Exhale, opening warrior two, adjusting the feet. Okay, right away, side angle, reach out. Angled upper body, rotate the arms. Maybe this time follow the left arm over your head, reaching towards the front of the room through the tips of your fingers. Reach for that left side body stretch. Breathe in. Exhale, let's return to the floor. Both hands plant, slide right foot back, arrive in plank pose, but then lift the right foot. Okay, this time, moving into what I call fallen tree. So you can take the right foot and just touch the inside of the left leg with the toes. Okay? Now the knee will want to drop towards the ground, right? So you want to try to lift the knee if you can, point it towards the side of the room. You're going to activate the hips there. Like tree pose. Let's re-extend the leg, set the toes on the floor, and complete your series to get you to down dog. You can always skip it, all the movement, and go right into down dog. Same sequence, other side. Inhale, extend left leg up. Pause for a moment to let the body get longer. Let's bend the knee, heel down towards backside, a little lift of the knee, a little twist, hip opener. Make sure your hands feel strongly rooted into the earth. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind. Step left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel to the earth. Find that balance. Light fingers, rise up. Take your time with all of that. And here's our opening into warrior two. Adjust your foundation. There we go. Side angle pose. Same thing. Reaching out, tip it over, rotate the arms. Follow the right arm overhead, reaching through fingertips this direction towards the front of the room. Noticing what's happening on the right side of your body. Ready to move, we start with a breath in, and the exhale to move. Turn and fold, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose for the realignment. Pick up left foot, and then fallen tree on this side. So left foot, just the toes touching the inner leg. You don't have to press, because that's just harder to do. Just toes touch, but the left knee lifting to point towards the window. Okay, and even just a little bit. That's it. Not an easy pose. Re-extend the left leg. You can set the toes down if you'd like and complete your series. Yes. Meet in down dog. Take a breath in, down dog. And then bring the knees to the floor. Sit back, and we are going to sit in hero. Not too long, however, just so you can feel what's happening in the legs. So thigh, a little stretch in the knee area, lengthening through the shin, but a lot of stretch and release in the top of the foot here, ankle right down to the toes. Okay. Now come out to hands. So you're on hands and knees. Tuck your toes, and then just push back so you can get that stretch in the toes. So a little pressure so you can push back and feel a stretch in the toes here. Okay, let's come back up when you're ready, back to hands and knees. You can keep the toes tucked or flatten the feet, whatever feels good, and just undulate through the spine for cat and cow. So inhale, you might look up or forward, arching the back for the back bend. Exhale, round it all out. Chin to chest, belly up towards spine. And just continue this flow. Certainly feel free to add other movements. If you want to get a little bit more into the hips, you might just circle the hips or move them side to side. Just kind of tap into what intuitively feels right. If the wrists get a little fatigued, maybe we'll sit back and down, getting off the hands if you need to. All right, 2 more breaths. After your second breath, just return briefly to this neutral tabletop posture. Tuck the toes and exhale to lift knees, then hips into the sky, downward facing dog. Let's do another lunge sequence, a different one, a new one. So we'll inhale, pick up right foot and extend the right leg back. Nice, strong, straight line. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to a high lunge. So left heel stays lifted. You still need to shift the body weight back. Toes, all 10 toes are pointing forward, but light hands. Rise up right here, reaching up, but lunging low. Okay. Noticing that lifted back heel. Again, all 10 toes are pointing forward. If you feel a little wobbly with that back leg, since it's not fully on the floor with that foot, hug in. Imagine you've got a block between the knees or thighs and you're squeezing in, so you feel this activation here. We're going to triangle. So go ahead and rise up to straighten this front leg a little bit. Let's turn that back leg so the heel's on the floor. You'll turn sideways to the left. Arms come down to parallel. And then we can reach out over that straight leg and then tip it over. Now, if you feel like your feet are too far apart initially, you can bring the feet a little closer together, then reach out and tip it over for a triangle pose. Just want to be mindful of how this feels for you, not only in your legs, but also your hips, because this is certainly some hip work. Because we're just kind of bending sideways. To come out of your pose, bend your right knee a lot. Nice knee bend, come up through Warrior 2 and reverse your Warrior. Taking the right hand up, it might be reaching slightly forward. It could be straight up towards 12 o'clock or even slightly behind you. Again, mindful of how this feels in your hips, maybe your ribs, okay? And making sure the right knee is bent. It has a tendency in this posture to dip inward, okay? So just feel the energy of the right thigh, outer thigh moving outward towards the right side of the room. Big windmill or cartwheel out of the pose, hands to the floor in front, step back, plank pose. Pause. Complete the series as you'd like. You can just move through a full vinyasa, a partial one, add some things, subtract some movements, take a pause, and we'll just meet in down dog. All correct, I love it. Okay, high lunge. Inhale, extend left leg straight up and back. Nice, strong, straight line. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel stays lifted, finding your center. Rising to our pose here, yes? Lifting and lunging. Same energy of tree pose as you're really reaching up. Focus is forward. That back heel's lifted. Imagine you're squeezing the imaginary block to activate the thighs. We're rising up, straightening this front leg. Turn that back heel to the floor. You'll turn to the right. Arms to parallel. Straight left leg. Triangle, reaching out. Remember to change the distance between the feet first if you need to, and then tip it over. There you go. And feel free to stay up high. Doesn't mean you have to go low, meaning your left hand does not need to touch the ankle or floor. If you need to be up higher, then that's where you can be. Starting to come out of the pose, start by bending the left knee, nice lunge, come up through Warrior 2. Reverse your Warrior, reaching up, either forward, straight up, slightly behind, all these options available to you. And again, wherever you are, making sure the left knee is bent, Notice if it's dipping inward, it just sometimes does that, okay? But feel the energy of the knee or outer thigh moving to the left side of the room. And then your big cartwheel out of the pose, down to the floor with both hands, and step back, plank pose. And again, from here, complete your series. Let's see if they come on. There we go. Meeting in down dog. Work. All right, once again, come down to your knees, sit back into hero pose. If you can stay there, stay there. If you have a time limit on your hero pose, that's fine. Just come out of the pose and just sit, okay? But if you can hold here, that's fine. Let me show you what's happening next. You'll make your way back to down dog in a moment. I'm going to extend my left leg into the air so you can see. Nice, strong, straight line. And going to a high lunge, however, I'm going to shorten my distance, meaning this foot's not going to come all the way up to the hand. A lot of distance between the two. Now, I can't rise from here because all my weight's forward, so I need to shift the weight back, so I'm walking my hands back. I might even need to bend this back knee. Both knees are bent. That way I have some extension in the spine so I don't pull through my back, but using the strength of my legs to hinge my way up. So I'm here. You have this short distance, and then once you're tall, you're going to lift this front heel. Okay, my left foot in this case. So both heels are going to be lifted. You might feel wobbly. Same thing, you want to hug to midline, okay, to help with some of that balance. Then we're going to hinge forward, really reach. Same active arms like tree pose. Pushing off the back toes, stepping forward, so you're in chair pose, on tiptoes. Okay? What happens for me, everything wants to go out. Okay? You want to hug in. We've already talked about knees and inner thighs hugging in to activate here. You have to work down the legs. Squeezed at calves to center, ankle bones, inside edges of your feet and your toes. Everything's melting inward to help with the balance. Okay? That's part of our sequence. Make your way out to down dog. Okay? And from down dog, or while in down dog, because you were sitting on your feet, okay, the way you were in hero, pedal the feet, or really press the heels towards the ground so you get that counter stretch. Okay, get into the toes a little bit, and we'll go for that short lunge. Here we go. Inhale, extend right leg up, strong straight line. Exhale to our short lunge. So right foot way behind the right hand. Okay, left heel stays lifted, but do shift your body weight back. You need to walk your hands back. Bend this left knee. Okay, so you have some good balance, finding your center of gravity so you can rise up. Here we are, reaching. And now that you're tall, then we'll lift the right heel and lunge a little bit more. There's our position. If you feel wobbly, hug in, squeeze in. Nice action through the upper body. Hinge, reach out, push through your back toes. Maybe a little step forward. You might need to step a little bit first, and then just continue until you get to your chair pose. You're still on tiptoes. Yes. Okay, hug to midline, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, inside edges of the feet and toes. Set the heels down now and stand up. Just drive the heels into the floor. Stand up, reach up, look up for a minor back bend. Look forward, exhale, arms down to your side. Shake all that loose. Okay? All right, so we're working our toes, yeah? Okay, now when you rise up or lift the arms, just watch. You'll inhale, reach up, lift up onto tiptoes. Just watch me. Again, my legs just want to go, you can see my feet. They just kind of roll out. Hug in as best as you can. You might even feel like you want to turn your feet in like that a little bit, okay? Now to fold, we're going to keep heels lifted, but bend your knees a lot, okay? That's going to give you some balance, hopefully, like chair pose, as you fold, so you don't go slamming down into the floor, okay? And we'll continue from there. Alrighty, mountain pose. Inhale, extend the arms up, and then rise up on tiptoes, just kind of this lightness, just going to float away. Okay, legs or feet went out, roll them back in as best as you can towards big toes, inside edges of the feet. Bend your knees, like you're sitting in a chair. Then fold. Take your time, even if you have to kind of catch your thighs, or even if you have to bring the heels to the floor. It's all good until you make your way down. Stay on your toes. Just maybe look forward or help to extend the spine like monkey pose. Exhale, bend the knees more, plant the hands, either hop or just several steps back or a big step back to plank pose. Okay? As we've done earlier, push through your toes forward, okay, in plank. Okay? That shift in the wrists, that change in the toes. Come back to neutral and then finish your sequence. You can still take the shortcut or your variation of a flow to get you to down dog. We're going to do that same short lunge sequence. On the other side, here we go. Inhale, extend left leg straight up and back. Exhale, step through to your short lunge, way behind the left hand. Okay, walk the hands back, shift your body weight back, bend the right knee, find your center of gravity so you can extend spine and hinge your way up so you have that balance. Yes. Then once you feel tall and energized up top, lift the left heel. Wobbly legs, hug in. Whoa, here we go. There's the wobbly legs. Now strong legs. Shifting forward, extend, push through the back toes, step forward until you're in chair. Hug to midline, especially through the feet and toes. There you go. Go ahead and set the heels down. Drive through the heels to straighten the legs. Stand up tall, reach up, look up. Exhale, look forward, arms down to your side. Okay. Shake all this loose. Okay. Let's check in with tree pose once again. Quickly. Rooted feet, soft knees, shift weight into right foot, planted. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, connect to center, picking up left foot, it's flexed. Swinging it out, plug it in. Inhale, dynamic arms reaching up, lengthening through the sides of the body. We're not going to be here long. We're going to quickly swing knee forward, lift knee, flexed foot, plant the foot, and the arms come back down. Okay, let's see if we can quickly move to the other side. Okay, balanced on 2 feet, soft knees, shift weight into left. Tall body as you inhale, fill up the lungs. Exhale, connect to core, picking up right foot. Swing it out, plug it in. Inhale, reach tall, focus forward or drop the eyes for balance. Just fire up the body here. And then we'll swing that knee forward again, lifting knee, flexed foot, plant, arms down, rebalance. All right, shake it loose. So same thing as we did earlier. So the arms will go up. You'll rise to tiptoes. Make sure the edges of the feet, inside edges, are rolling in as best as you can. You'll bend the knees for your fold. Here we go. Inhale, reach up, float up onto tiptoes. Feet rolled out, we're rolling them back in. Hug to midline, ankle bones trying to come together. Bend the knees a little or a lot, okay? That'll depend on how well you're able to balance as you fold. The straighter the legs, the harder this is. Okay, going down. But it's that same sensation we did earlier when we were in seat or standing forward fold and I had you lean forward. Okay, keep heels lifted. Take monkey pose or extend the spine with fingertips on the ground. Bend the knees more like you're sitting. Plant the palms. Hop or step back, plank pose. Stay in plank. Shift forward so you get a stretch in your toes. And then come back to neutral, finish your sequence. Downward facing dog. There we are. Okay, let's come back to hero pose. Knees to the ground, sit back. Again, if there's a time limit on your hero, then come out of hero. But I just want you to get all this nice counter movements in the ankles and feet, okay? Here's our sequence. Just watch. I'm going to take the right leg up. Now we're going to go through a regular sequence of a warrior 1, warrior 2, where we'll come back and do a same leg sensation. For the short lunge, shift the weight back. This is all the same. There, I've lifted the heel that I was early, but now lifting. Hinge, shift, step forward to my chair pose. Here's the next part. Standing tall, still on tiptoes. Hugging to midline as best as I can. I'm putting a little weight. I'm shifting to my right. I'm even bending this right knee a little bit more. This left foot, dramatically, going to slide it in. Right there. So you can slide this foot up the leg. Taking the arms out for a little balance. Swinging the knee out for a tree pose on tiptoes. So easy. Right? Okay. So easy. Downward facing dog. Okay, same thing. If you were in hero all that time, get a counter stretch with the feet and toes. All right, full sequence. So inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist. So back to our warrior 1. So unwind, step through, right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the earth, shifting body weight back like we always do. Find balance, rise up, first warrior, exhale, opening warrior 2. Adjust the stance. Side angle, reaching out, tip it over, rotate the arms, follow left arm overhead, reaching through fingertips, reaching, just like tree pose, extend through the arms. Yes, breathe in, here we go. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the floor, step back, plank pose, right foot lifted. I haven't forgotten our fallen tree. Take the toes to the inside of the standing or the extended leg, lifting the right knee towards the wall. Re-extend that leg, toes to the floor. Shortcut or full flow to down dog. We're still working the right leg. So once in down dog, re-extend the right leg straight up and back. Right foot to the short lunge. Yes, short lunge, shifting the body weight back. Find the center of gravity, bent knees should help you find it. Rise up, and once you're tall, then you can lift the right heel. Engage your center, there it is, for the balance. You've got it. Shift forward, extend, reach, push through those back toes, step forward into chair pose on tiptoes. Here we go. We're going to rise up, mountain pose, but on tiptoes. So a nice tall mountain here. A little softness in the knees. Shift weight into the right set of toes. This left foot's just going to come in a little closer. Yeah. Slide it up the leg. Even a little bit is fine. And swing it out, even if it's just a little bit. Even if that heel needs to drop down, then it drops down. Or maybe you can lift it a little bit and just kind of bounce. Okay, whatever you need to do there. Nice work. Okay, we're swinging the knee forward. Set the toes down. Let's see if we can get re-tall on tiptoes. Yes. Yeah, bend the knees, swan dive. You've got it. If you can do it with straight legs, you win. Monkey pose, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, hop back if you can, or just a big step back. Plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana perhaps, just so you can get that, when you get into your back bend, you can lengthen the feet, point your toes, kind of like hero, okay, but just a short stance or a short time in that position to elongate through the legs and feet. Other side, same long sequence. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist, going to warrior one. So we're unwinding, stepping through, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the ground. Yeah, take your time. Find your center, rise up, and exhale, opening warrior two. Side angle pose, reaching out. Rotate the arms, follow right arm overhead. Reach dynamically like all those extensions we've been doing through the arms. Find the front of the room. Breathe in. Exhale, turn and fold. Hands to the floor, back to plank pose. You'll pick up left foot, fallen tree on this side. Left set of toes touch the inner right leg. Knee pointing mostly to the left side of the room. You can re-extend the leg. Find a sequence to get to down dog. A shortcut is fine because you're doing a lot of chaturangas there. Okay, we're working the same leg once you're in down dog. Left leg. For the short lunge, inhale, extend left leg up. Short lunge as you exhale, way behind the left hand. Find center, mostly the center of gravity. Bend the knee. Rise up. Once you're tall, then we can lift that left heel. Hug to midline. Hinge. Reach out, pushing through back toes. Step forward. Chair pose on tiptoes. Hug to midline. Standing tall. Lift. Okay. Still balancing, soften knees, shift weight to your left foot, I think. Let's get this right leg in, close to the other, even slide it up a little bit off the floor, swing the knee out. Okay, some modification of, or variation of a tree pose on tiptoes. Okay, see how easy that is? So easy. It's just so easy. Swinging the knee forward, plant the toes on the floor, get tall again. Okay, then soften knees, fold. Swan dive with straight-ish legs or a good bend in the knees. Yes, that's it. Nice challenge. Good. Monkey pose, still on toes. Okay, bend the knees, fold. Plant the hands or fingertips. Hop or step back, plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana or some variation. So when you move into your back bend, you can point your toes behind you, come to the tops of the feet, even press into the floor with the tops of the feet, yeah? And then downward facing dog. Excellent. Take a moment. Okay, let's find an inversion. So maybe hop forward, cross legs, take a seat. Okay, or just sit down, roll onto your back and send legs up into the air. It could be shoulder stand, where the legs and hips go into the air, and you can just sit in your hands for a very nice variation of the pose. So there's no extra strain on the neck. Nice version to do. Another nice version is actually just to lie flat on your back and extend the legs, or even sit on a block if you happen to have one and extend the legs. Okay. So all that leg and foot work, now the feet are once now free, they're free here. So let's flex, point, circle, wiggle the toes. Okay. Okay, so really finding the strength in our feet. 3 more breaths. Okay, and carefully coming out of your inverted pose. Coming down. Now set yourself up for fish pose, but you can also do bridge again if you want. So just set it up, long legs on the floor, arms down by your side, but just like we did in bridge pose, getting your shoulders and arms underneath you. So you'll be lying on your arms and sitting on your hands, right? The chest is starting to open. Push into the floor with the elbows so you can lift your upper body, arch the back so the top or the back of your head is resting or just touching the floor very lightly. You can see the wall behind you. The neck and throat is open. Point your toes. Just gives another energy in the legs and feet. That's it. 2 more breaths in this back bend, or whatever back bend you happen to be in at the moment. If you are in fish, lift the head off the floor, tuck your chin towards chest, lie down, and release the arms out from underneath you. You'll be in Shavasana for a moment. Go ahead and take advantage of that so you can feel the release of the body. And just take a moment to think of what you would like to do next as far as your poses. I'll just give you some options here. You might move into a hip opener. This could be happy baby pose or a variation of it. It could be reclining cobbler's pose, reclining pigeon pose, just crossing one leg over the other. Okay. Another version of a back bend if you want to do another back bend. And then, of course, twisting poses. So a spinal twist or that windshield wiper twist, choosing how bent you would like the knees. You can even cross one leg over the other like you were doing eagle pose, just to get a different sensation in the hips and low back. Okay, these are just some ideas, and you certainly don't have to do it in this order, just whatever feels good at that moment, what's calling to you. This is when we are really accessing that intuitive body, that intuitive part of self. We really can listen and then respond appropriately. Very nice. Take your time. Certainly welcome to move into poses or just positions that aren't necessarily yoga postures. Just whatever feels correct, what feels good. And whenever you feel complete with your movements, just make your way to Shavasana or any other restorative position, something that just feels good. That might be lying on your back. It might even just be lying on your side. You might come up to seated. Legs against the wall is appropriate. And wherever you land, just allowing the body to settle in. Feel the heaviness in your body, as if you're just melting into the ground. To stay in the moment, just notice your breathing. If your mind begins to wander, no worries. Again, just taking a deep breath in and out to bring you back to this moment. But if it does help to think about something, think about your practice. Acknowledge your practice, the movement of your body through this dynamic flow with a focus on balance, standing on one foot, standing on our tiptoes, and what that might mean to you. And perhaps with those thoughts in mind, return to breath. Take 5 deep breaths. Beginning to feel movement return to your body. Feeling the breath circulate through your body to help stimulate movement. And when you feel ready, take your time, slowly and carefully roll to one side of your body if you happen to be lying on your back. Even pause for a moment in this nurturing pose. And then continue to move in slow motion to guide your way up to seated. And once you're here, again, no rush. Nice lengthened spine, feeling tall in your seat. Relax shoulders. Your hands can remain resting on your knees or in your lap, or bring hands to heart center. Take a full and complete breath, a nice inhale, exhale. As we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.